the nation's leader in made three-point field goals last season, Honor Huff, showed exactly why we brought him to Morgantown in the Mountaineers' 81-59 win over Lafayette. That kid had 8 threes. We're going to talk about it here on this episode. This is the Mountaineer Moment, your source for all things West Virginia football and basketball. From pregame to postgame coverage and breaking news, we've got you covered. Let's go. Well, welcome in, everybody, to this episode number 91 of Mountaineer Moment, your source for all things West Virginia football and basketball. This one was not going to be the longest episode ever, but we're going to talk about something that happened in the Coliseum on Monday night. Honor Huff, man, he showed why he is in Morgantown. He showed why he was such a highly touted product out of the transfer portal. 131 threes last season. We've seen some signs of it. But we saw it in its full glory, full display tonight. 8 of 9 from downtown for Honor Huff, and he's obviously a kid that just has in-the-gym range. Some of his threes tonight were just incredible, off balance, over a taller defender, you name it, from deep, feet not set, just catch and shoot, jumping to the side, off the dribble, just knocking shots down throughout this one in a win for the Mountaineers to improve to 5-0 for West Virginia. But this episode, we already recapped that game. If you want to go check that one out, go check it out. It's the most recent episode prior to this one. But in this episode, we're going to talk about what this means, Honor Huff's performance, what it could mean for the Mountaineers moving forward, the fact that we kind of knew it was coming. We just didn't know when it was going to happen, but we were sure it was going to happen. Well, it happened tonight against Lafayette. And, so Honor Huff, 24 points, 8 of 9 from downtown, and we're going to talk about that here on this episode of Mountaineer Moment. But if you are new to the show, my name's Troy. This is your source for all things West Virginia football and basketball. I want to encourage you, please, to hit that subscribe button. YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, wherever you're watching or listening. I thank you, and we would love for you to stick around and join this Mountaineer Moment community. So hit that subscribe button and follow along with us throughout the rest of the basketball season and football season and everything beyond that, because we're just getting started here on Mountaineer Moment. Again, this is episode 91, a West Virginia show that started just at the beginning of this year's football season, and we are plugging away at this thing every day, grinding away to bring you all that you need to know for West Virginia football and basketball. But again, this performance from Huff, and why I say we knew it was coming, well, I'm just going to go back to last year to tell you why we knew that was coming. So at Chattanooga, the team that won the NIT championship, a team that obviously had success in throughout the regular season to reach the NIT and beyond, and to do what they did. Honor Huff was really good for them. 131 threes for the 5'10 guard from Brooklyn. And I'll just read you, again, he was 8 of 9 in this game for the Mountaineers, and that's obviously the most he's made and the most efficient he's been in a Mountaineer uniform. But we knew it was coming because he just is that good of a shooter, right? Well over 40%. Last season at Chattanooga. It's not like he was just firing them up and just happened to make more than anybody. He was firing the shots up, but he was making a lot of them. He was taking and making his three-point attempts. If you look through just last season and what he did in these games from beyond the arc, he had I'll just read them real quick. 4 of 10 performance from 3, 5 of 13, 5 of 10, 8 of 11. Against Furman in the SoCon semifinal, 28-point performance for him, 8 of 11 from 3. He had a 7 for 11 from 3-point game. He had 6 for 8, 5 for 8, 4 of 10. I'm reading ones that jump out. 7 for 11, 9 out of 10 against VMI in early January last season. 6 of 12, 6 of 10, 6 of 11, 4 of 9. 5 of 13 against USC in their season opener. The dude just makes a lot of threes. He just does. And when he gets hot, right? 9 of 10 against VMI. Well, he was one take and one make away from doing that. for the Mountaineers on Monday night. He was 8 of 9. And, again, there's a few others, making 6 several times, making 7 several times, 5, 8. Like, he shoots a lot of them, but he makes a lot of them. And what I think that this does, and we knew it was coming, like I said, you knew he was capable of this, but when you finally see it, not just on a highlight tape that you look up and you know every shot's going in, when you finally see it over the course of a game where it's just like, give this guy the ball, let him cross half court, and have him just shoot that thing. And that's what he did tonight. And yet, in a way, it's kind of interesting because it wasn't like you knew, for example, at least I knew, he had made a few in that first half. You get the ball, you get, last shot, last possession of the half. You knew Honor Huff was shooting that thing. You just knew it. And he did, and he made it. And a beautiful shot. It was well defended. But for him to go 8 of 9 and be that efficient, he's still, in a way, and it sounds kind of funny, but he let the game come to him. He didn't shoot the ball 25 times, even though he was red hot and could have. He, his team got him in the right spots. And I'm not even going to sit here and say that they were open looks either. A lot of them were just crazy shots, off balance and fading away and from well beyond the line. And he just kept making them. And you just love to see it. I don't know what else to say. You just love to see it not on a highlight tape, but actually being played out for your team, for the Mountaineers. So Honor Huff, though, again, this season, to put this in perspective through the team's first 5 games, so he's made multiple threes in every game this season. He had 3 out of 11 in the opener against Mount St. Mary's, 4 out of 9. He kind of caught fire against Campbell in the second half to get the 73-65 win. 23 points, 4 of 9 from 3 in that game. 2 of 8 against Lehigh, 2 of 8 against Pitt, and then bam, 8 of 9 to boost those numbers up a little bit. But it's his second 20-plus point performance in 5 games for the Mountaineers and his 4th game in double figures. The only one not in double figures was his 2 for 8, 2 for 10 field goal performance against Lehigh. So, he only has 2 assists on the season. I'm not sure what he had. Not sure what he had tonight. I'll look that up real quick against Lafayette. But coming into tonight, he only had 2 assists on the season, and tonight he had 0 as well. So 2 assists on the season for Huff. But that's why you brought Jasper Floyd, because he's the point guard, and he's dishing the rock out. He had 6 assists against Lafayette. Honor Huff plays a role on this team, and it's a sharp shooting guy that has in the gym range. He crosses half court, he can knock it down, and he proved that tonight. And I think what that does, again, you knew it was coming, you knew it was going to happen eventually. He's had way too many games with 7, 8, 9 threes for you to think he's going to be a 2 to 3 3-point make, every single game for the Mountaineers. Eventually he's going to have a game or 2 or 5 or 10 where he goes off. And I fully believe that he can do this in Big 12 play. Have nights like this where you just give him the ball and he's going to knock it down. Fully believe that. So moving forward, because you knew it was coming, moving forward, I think this just, again, it doesn't tell you something you didn't know, but it reminds you of something we've already talked about throughout this season, that this team has unique ways to win basketball games. And I'm not trying to compare so much to last year's team because it's so incredibly different. But last year's team, because it's the low-hanging fruit, right? It was Javon Small or nothing. It was if Javon Small don't play well or don't go off, you ain't going to win the game. And even when Javon Small had great games, he sometimes lost games. It was how he went, how this team went. And it's so early, and I get that. And you haven't played the toughest of competition. You played one power conference opponent. It was Pitt. You blew them out. That felt good. You got more challenges on the way starting this weekend with Clemson and then either Xavier or Georgia. You have tests coming. You just do. But what this does tell us as part of the grand scheme, if you tie this into West Virginia basketball on the whole and where they're at right now, You have multiple ways you can win basketball games. One night it's Obi Oha. One night it's Belo. One night it's Jasper Floyd. One night it's Honor Huff going 8 of 9 from 3. One night it's, a real balanced attack where every player has 11 or 12. But DJ Thomas, I haven't even mentioned him yet on this episode. 25 points, right? Huff went 8 of 9 from 3, but again, showing how, he doesn't have any money assists this year, but he's not playing selfishly. DJ Thomas led the team in scoring. He had 25. You're finding different ways to win, and good teams find different ways to win. It's encouraging. It's a really, really encouraging sign. So, again, just to tie a bow on it, Honor Huff, 24 points, 8 of 9 from 3. Obviously, you do the math. Every single point he got in this one came from beyond the arc. He has gotten to the free throw line in other games to get himself going, but in this one, it was just straight from downtown, strictly business, and he was knocking them down. Tough shots, too. Tough shots that, Big 12 teams aren't going to be able to defend any better, per se, at least when the shot's going up. But super encouraged by that, and more importantly, that this team is finding unique ways to win basketball games. You love to see that because it was inside and out, beautifully done. Because although DJ Thomas made a couple threes against Pitt in the backyard brawl, he didn't make any threes tonight against Lafayette, and yet he had 25 points because he was a beast down low and made his free throws. So love to see it. Honor Huff, shout out to him, going absolutely bonkers in the Coliseum to give the fans a show, and looking forward to many more games like that. All right, we will have you covered as we head into that little tournament we got coming up this weekend. We'll talk about that. Football team's off this week, so there'll be plenty of basketball content to go around here on Mountaineer Moment. Next will likely be a preview of that tournament. We'll talk about Clemson. We'll talk about the Mountaineers, what they got to do to get that win. And then the other side of the bracket, too, Xavier and Georgia. And then obviously between those games, Friday, Sunday, we'll have a preview of that next opponent. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot, but please stick around here on Mountaineer Moment for your source for West Virginia football and basketball. We'll see you next time.